Never has a presidential candidate or a former president been indicted before, I think, in the history, or maybe not in a long time. That is more of a precedent as opposed to any legal issue. Can you speak on that?
No, there's no legal issue here. A president is not above the law. He can be indicted. Nixon was close to being indicted had he not been pardoned. And the former Vice President Aaron Burr was, in fact, indicted and prosecuted for treason. He was a vice president. After he left office, he was never prosecuted for killing Alexander Hamilton, which he probably should have been. But the issue is not a former president. The issue is the current candidate for president against the leader of the party, which has now prosecuted him. You know, the president of El Salvador recently wrote a tweet in which he said, "How can you lecture us in South and Central America about democracy when you're prosecuting on such a thin case the man who's running against the incumbent president, the leader of your party?" I mean, the first rule that should be changed is no prosecutor should ever be allowed to run on a campaign to get someone. It would be unheard of in England, first of all, because you're smarter than we are. We have elected prosecutors, which is dumb as could be. You have civil servants, director of public prosecutions, people who are out of politics. When you have elected prosecutors, it's an invitation to partisan weaponization. So please don't borrow the worst parts of our system. Make sure your prosecutors remain, above and beyond politics.
I'm gonna say, Alan, it's hard for me to believe because I'm born in America. I spent, half my life there. I'm watching that from over here. And meanwhile, the world points their fingers at the injustices in China and in Russia and what's going on here. And then you look back to the United States of America and you see the law and justice being co-opted for political reasons in such a clear way. It's just hard to believe it's gone this far.
It is. Robert Jackson, who was our chief prosecutor at Nuremberg and, of course, knew the Soviet system very well, famously said any prosecutor can rummage through all the statutes and regulations and find something to pin on somebody who they really are out to get. And, of course, infamously, Lavrentiy Beria, the head of the KGB, said to Stalin, "Show me the man and I'll find you the crime." This is typical of repressive regimes, first targeting the individual and then searching for the crimes. Let me give you an example from my own life. When I was like 23 years old, I went down south as a monitor in the civil rights movement. We were trained at Howard University. The first thing we were told to do is don't spit on the sidewalk. Don't put out your cigarettes on the sidewalk because they are targeting you as a civil rights worker. They will come after you. They'll indict you for the felony of destroying government property, and you will be convicted by an all-white Jim Crow jury. We knew that, and we never did anything illegal, yet some of the civil rights workers were prosecuted, Martin Luther King, and went to prison. He had no chance in front of an all-white jury. And I don't think Donald Trump, I don't want to compare the Jim Crow South to New York, but I don't believe that Donald Trump has any chance of getting acquitted in front of a Manhattan jury. 87% or so of Manhattanites voted against Trump. Most of them voted for Bragg, who campaigned that he'll get Trump. So can you imagine having people serving on the jury who have voted for the candidate who promised to get Trump? Now they're in a position where they can get Trump. You cannot have justice that way.
And you've experienced this same, form of ostracization, I guess that's what you call it. When you defended him in 2020, I think against the impeachment, you found that all of your lifelong friends now didn't want to talk to you. So what that's like.
Larry David, the famous comedian, I saw him on Martha's Vineyard. I helped his daughter get into college. He would come to our home for dinner and for working out at my gym. I say hello to him. He walks away. I say, "Larry, can we talk?" He said, "No, you're disgusting. You're revolting. You're out. You're disgusting. I can't talk to you." Because I didn't vote for Trump. I defended him on constitutional grounds against an unconstitutional impeachment. But the passions are so high. Caroline Kennedy, the daughter of the President of the United States, was seated next to me at a dinner party. And she said, "If I knew you had been invited, I would never have come to this party." I represented her uncle, Ted Kennedy, at Chappaquiddick. I worked with her other uncle, Robert Kennedy. I voted for her father, John Kennedy. And she can't sit next to me at a dinner party because she doesn't like the person who I defended. It's just, again, it's a return to McCarthyism of the 1950s. It's just this time it's coming from the hard left instead of the hard right.
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. Hey, do you want to profit from crypto? Then join my DeFi Academy. The Crypto DeFi Academy will help you create generational wealth. But don't take my word for it. Listen to my students.
When I first got into crypto, I remember thinking to myself, I need to learn more. Brian Rose, learning crypto, learning DeFi, gotta do it.
I am so grateful that I jumped in and did this. I had to break through some limiting beliefs that I can do this, that I can afford this, that I can be in this.
It challenges the things that are deeply rooted within us.
Joining DeFi Academy has been one of the best decisions I have made on my blockchain journey.
This course was a life changer, a game changer, a huge eye-opener, coming from knowing practically nothing at the speed of the learning over 4 weeks was just fantastic.
The information you provided in this class was invaluable.
I feel far more confident in my next steps.
You took complex concepts and made them easier to understand.
What's different than so many other ones is it just doesn't tell you what to do. It actually makes you do it.
This is for people who are serious about becoming traders. This is the way it should be done.
I realized from this learning experience again that it is not about what you learn, but about who you learn it from.
The energy was insane. I've never experienced such incredible energy on a live call. Brian Rose, you are a legend, my friend.
It's the only thing in the market where you can get all information and learn everything what you need to know.
Everything is so clear and so well done, and I am just forever grateful for this program.
It made me feel so much more confident about crypto than I did before.
I did not anticipate how passionate I was going to become about it.
It's also been like a big learning experience for me, not just in the crypto space, but just an overall balance of life.
What I've learned is, how to take ownership, of my life in a way that I really hadn't before.
Yeah, you can't put a price on that, really.
I would recommend it to anybody, top notch.
Excellence does not come cheap. So if you want excellence, you got to pay for it, but it's so worth it.
Pull the trigger. That's what this course is about.
You're not going to regret it, really. It's amazing.
Thank you, Brian and team.
So what are you waiting for? Crypto is happening now. Click the link below, submit your application, and let me mentor you on how to create generational wealth and build the decentralized financial infrastructure of the future.